until it becomes a winning strategy.
And then it turns out, yeah, it's gonna work. I mean, once again, the Nature's Prophet AA, we've seen Vici Gaming push with that, but it's not necessarily a push strategy. It's actually, they have insanely good late game potential and, you know, map control presence, so.
But NewBee gets the Brewmaster, and the Brewmaster, no team has found a response for this hero so far. It's been amazing. It's going to be sad for me not to see Mu on that pack again, but getting on that Brewmaster, it's going to be maybe a repeat of game 2.
Pack is a really good pick for Vici Gaming right now, in my opinion. I really like it versus Rasta Brew and along with the Nature's Prophet AA. I think it's a really good one. As for the Brewmaster, I think Vici Gaming understand what's going on right now. They don't necessarily need to, you know, brute force push, and it looks like NewBee knows that because they banned the Morphling. That's not a pushing hero.
Yeah. Blitz, what are your thoughts on the bans and picks so far?
It seems like Vici Gaming are kind of going for, they have a lot of global presence just with the Ancient Apparitional and the Nature's Prophet Ultimate, and they're not too limited with their style right now. They can push with the Nature's Prophet Treants, but pushing against the Brewmaster is a little bit difficult. That's kind of the hero, once you've picked it, it's like, we're going to win the team fights from when he's level 6 to about the 20-30 minute mark. We should be uncontested because the Primal Split is too strong.
Maybe is it time for Vici Gaming to pick, well, the Death Prophet is banned now, but maybe the Pugna or one of those heroes that can actually push by virtue of being there that we haven't seen so far?
It's still really hard to like push, like as Blitz said, into the Brewmaster. Once he hits level 6, gets the Blink Dagger up, as long as Primal Split's online, you don't want to group as 5 go push towers. You can try split push, because then Brewmaster can only be in one place at a time, but they just know this is such a good pick against the Vici Gaming playstyle. Similar to the Puck, I think, but it's even much stronger at stopping the 5-man push, and it forces Vici Gaming to either go for a split push or get Sylar hard carry, and that's where the Morphling ban is just perfect here.
They're also going to remove Pugna, NewBee, so they're worried about, as mentioned, the Morphling if they want to do split, and now the Pugna.
10 seconds
just for the extra push that if Vici Gaming bring it, they want to make sure their team fight is going to be as strong as possible and their towers won't be dropping. So final ban of this round for Vici Gaming. Where should they direct it?
I'd like to see them go for the ROTK Doom. I think that was kind of their bread and butter leading up to TI4 and throughout the group stage. I think getting a Doom, putting Sylar on the safe lane Prophet, he's really comfortable there, but having a Doom against a Brewmaster, really nice if you can get the jump on him. And just in general for those mid-game team fights, he's a great hero to have that fast mech, get the Blink Dagger up to the initiation, later build into that BKB, Shivers, ultra late game you go Refresher. He basically secures your late game despite not being a late game carry, really.
Okay, question to everyone. Chances for Vici Gaming for going for Wisp and something to push?
It could actually be awesome, honestly. Like, they can do so many things with that opening because they revealed nothing. I don't know if they want to grab a Wisp. I would actually love to see an FY Wisp. I don't know if it's him playing it or Farrier. I've never seen Vici Gaming play Wisp.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Don't pick it much, unfortunately. But they're going to go for the Weaver.
The split push.
Yeah.
Bit of a deny pick as well. Hal's just been all over the place in the Weaver, so it's... Take NewBee a bit out of their comfort zone. They know that Hal likes to fight early, be it the Weaver, the Lifestealer, and Lifestealer doesn't match up that well against this draft at all. Weaver, great at cutting him around. Prophet, it's a kind of similar story as well, so...
Really, that opens up for a lot of pushing from NewBee, in my opinion, because they have actually nothing to outpush, and the thing versus AA Prophet is that obviously it's hard to push against that unless you're gonna die. And Brewmaster is the best hero to do that. I mean, AA Prophet, they're good at, you know, when you can't initiate on them. But if the Brewmaster is just gonna blink ulti in between them, then they're actually useless. So.
Blitz. Oh, sorry, go ahead. You were going to.
I was just going to say, Vici haven't revealed too much, but at the same time, picking the Weaver, like Matt said, it's a hero that takes quite a while to get online. You can't just get one defensive item or offensive item. You need one of both just to participate in the fights. And if the Brewmaster can get free initiations off, then the Weaver's not going to be able to do anything in the fights. One of them is just going to get lifted up, the one that does the most damage. That'll probably be the Weaver, and then they can isolate the rest of the team. Ancient Apparition isn't really a hero that can really do much against the Brewmaster. Once the fights happen, the Brewmaster can jump on him, instantly blow him up, and so for Vici, they need a hero that can stop that Brewmaster from just getting that free initiation off, or they need a hero that can just consistently kite him.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're aware of that because they just played that game. They just lost that game already. Like, it's like, what, half an hour ago? So I'm looking forward to see how they're going to adapt to that. That's a Sand King for the moment.
They needed some team fight. Like, sure, you kind of want to shut down the Brewmaster with something like a Skyriff, but if you pick that, you've got too many squishy heroes. That was kind of largely their problem in Game 3, and then team fight's just non-existent.
In my opinion, they should try to fight as less as possible. Even the Sand King is not really good against Brewmaster, to be honest, because the Brewmaster like what Sand King does is counter-initiate, right? And then
here we take the Doom.
You don't want to counter-initiate on a Brewmaster that already ulted. It makes no sense. So I question that AA first pick. AA was one of the key heroes of that final so far, and I haven't seen the AA really work just because of how the hero is.
10 seconds.
So let's see if I think VG Gaming will go for more of a split pusher end style, not the full brute force pushing.
They might have a hard time now though against the Doom if that gets a blink online. Just being able to Doom one of these targets, especially the Weaver, could really help you out. And also the Rubik pick, because the support's pretty nice. Able to steal Sakuchi is one of the most annoying things to play against. And if you're a squishy lineup, getting that Rubik very mobile into the back lines of your supports can really disjoint what your plan maybe is. And their plan is obviously to win. So Lifestealer's going to be banned out by Vici. We've got the final ban for NewBee, and then we go into our final picks.
Yeah, and remember, this is funny because it feels like a deja vu from Tier 3, a team that really likes a team fight and a team that likes to push, and in this case it's going to go heavily into split push, was kind of what happened with Navi versus Alliance. And with NewBee just one match away, one game away to take the $5 million, they will want to execute to the best of their powers. I'm sure this time they won't get split push like what happened to Navi on that game 5.
No, they will make sure that doesn't happen, especially when you have a Rasta and the Doom. Those are heroes that are really good at dealing versus split push just because of the disables they have. So right now NewBee is looking really strong. Like their draft can do whatever, whereas Vici's is a bit different in my opinion.
I like the Bristleback ban. Looking back in the last game, instead of the DK, I think Bristleback would have been a better pick than the Ember Spirit. Almost they needed something just a bit more durable in the front line. So VG Gaming have also pulled this hero out at unexpected times.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Bristleback would have been really good for them last game.
The durability in the team fights though for Vici seems incredibly limited. And with the Veno, they don't really have anything that can
all in
straight. Yeah, they can't straight engage at all. If they get into a 5-man fight, they're actually just going to get wiped. You have a hero like Doom and Brewmaster who can just kind of set the front lines, while Rubik and Shadow Shaman, they're free to do whatever they want. You can't fight under the Shadow Shaman wards as well. The only chance that Vici has with this kind of draft, especially with NewBee's hyper-aggressive 5-man, is that you have to split push. You don't engage this. You use the Sand King not as a counter-initiator, but as somebody to set up with the Nature's Prophet to try to pick off kills.
Yeah, they have to, but the problem is that Venomancer is actually not the best hero at doing that, the core Venomancer. I don't know where Vici is going with that draft. I agree, like their option was to actually split push, but here they're going to be looking to fight, and as you said, fighting the Doom plus Brewmaster is probably one of the toughest lineup to fight against.
With split pushing lineup ahead, do you think NewBee might want to go for, instead of just for a carry, just put the Doom in the first position and get a clock or something to attempt to disrupt the...
That could work really well.
They don't even have to. Yeah, I think it would be a really good option, but I think they don't even have to. I think they're already fine. Like, they could even get a carry and it wouldn't matter. Okay, they're going to do great.
Yeah. Brewmaster, you guarantee a fast play dagger if you want to put him in the safe lane. Hal also plays Ember Spirit, sometimes safe lane, and if you want to try guaranteed kills against split pushes, Ember Spirit a great long range initiator.
Vici will have to play really, really well in the laning phase, because if they don't, they're going to be in huge troubles. The team fight from NewBee is just way superior in my opinion.
So there we have it. Vici Gaming and NewBee have their heroes, and they'll be loading into the game in just a moment. As we mentioned on the panel, everyone kind of agrees with Vici Gaming. This is going to be a really tough one for them, but we've been proven wrong here at the panel multiple times, especially me. So maybe Vici Gaming can bring this one back, and they're going to have to, because otherwise NewBee will be the champions here at the International. So let's send it over to our commentators and bring us what could be the last game. Take it away.
Yes, we are here for what, as James said, could be the very last game of our Grand Final 2014. The International is what we're casting. I'm Toby1, joined by Lumi. And Lumi, I'm looking at this too, and I'm going, we're in the same position as we were in game number 3. VG Gaming have just thrown everything into one bucket, and they pray they can drench NewBee with it.
I mean, we've seen a lot of teams running similar risky strategy, Cloud9 being one of those teams. You just pick for the first 10 minutes and you kind of gamble on that first 10 minutes. Vici lost the gamble last game, but they're coming into this game 4 with the same mentality as game 3. You just have 2 more games to win. Like, if you want to be a TI champion, you win 2 more games. It doesn't matter if it's match point or not. So let's see if they can execute. This is time to prove the world that you can.
Yes. So let's actually talk about what they can execute very early on. Now I want to talk firstly about actually NewBee's weakness. They have 3 melee heroes. They're all cores are melee heroes, which means ROTK on the lane has to be concerned about the supports. But as far as directly, if he's one-on-one with a melee hero, he can go builds which will allow him to basically dominate the lanes. Super as well can keep himself at distance. Has to be careful about the steering chains. But Doombringer as well as Brewmaster can't control him that well very early on. You've then got, on top of that, an Aegis Prophet. Can keep you at range and can rush you back with these treants. And as far as AoE clearance abilities, you don't really get these from the cores either. A little bit comes out from the supports, but not really enough to get rid of the trees very early on. So as far as VG Gaming goes, all their lanes are actually quite powerful, and you're seeing the lanes come into play now. You got an off-lane Super Weaver with Fenrir as well as FY, a roaming support combo. FY would boost first so he can get in range for those burrow strikes. They need first blood VG Gaming as well as high advantage. Their top lane is their last hero, and that's Sylar taking the safe lane Aegis Prophet. He's going one-on-one with Xiao Wei. Now I'm interested to see what Xiao Wei's first creep is going to be as well, apart from Sylar attempting to kill deny off his treant. But see what creep he's able to pull out of that dire side jungle. Are they already rotating over?
They're looking for the first blood.
FY's found Xiao Wei, and I don't know if they're going to give this combination because it's chilling.
Mid lane though, mid, RTK gets lifted, he's gonna get tossed back, he's really in trouble, here comes the Shackle, the first blood,
he's dead.
It's gonna go against RTK.
Dead.
That's first blood.
It is. The Doombringer with a haste rune was just distracted both FY as well as Fenrir. They weren't in position to reveal out any kind of rotation, and there's no ward there. Well, there is. It's a little bit further up, however, from the Dire side, waiting for the rotation to come up towards the top lane. First blood to the way of NewBee, and one step closer to being TI4 champions.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is range versus melee from the side of VG Gaming, but the fact that is, it's really hard for these range heroes to really get kills. For example, Venomancer, sure, he could land a Gale and right-click for a long time to get a kill, but I don't think that's really going to happen in the mid lane. Similarly, in theory, Weaver's going to out-harass a Brewmaster, but anytime you come close, you're eating a clap to the face, and suddenly it's a Weaver that's running back. So I think NewBee may farm a little bit worse, but that's not enough for VG. VG needs to dominate, and giving up the first blood is not exactly the way to do it.
Sunshine as well as Banana's trying to zone out Super. They have one Sentry Ward left over on Sunshine. Now, they actually dropped a Sentry Ward looking for the Observer Ward or Sentry Ward of the Dire side that's blocking up the pull point. Funnily enough, it's actually in the trees, in a really difficult position to actually scout out unless you start clearing away some of these trees, which they don't have abilities for. So they can come back at the 2-minute mark and realize the camp is still blocked.
That Shanshan could let out a Shackle. Maybe that could initiate it into something, but for now.
Xiao Wei's going to pick himself up a Centaur, so now he's got a Stomp available to go up against Fenrir, and also level 3. This is 2 minutes in and your offlane Doombringer has a level 3. I'm really surprised Doombringer even got this far. He got picked up in the second pick phase. He wasn't even banned out. It was, yeah, really surprised they even let him have it.
Yeah, I'm also surprised that Doombringer wasn't so hotly contested on the first 3 games. Normally, Doombringer is one of the the first heroes that you see both these teams pick up, but looks like we're only going to see one dude perform.
Sunshine's going to try and engage on bottom lane. Sentry was down Super, able to Shikuchi himself away. Sunshine was looking for the Shackle hold. If he was able to get that under the Sentry Ward, then Shikuchi down, Teleki's follow-up, and we could have been looking at another death. Man, RTK's getting nothing in this middle lane. Hal's got with the 2 points Flame Guard and the bottle spam. RTK is trying to attack him directly. He's got 1 point Poison Sting. There's very little damage coming his way, and they're losing out in the CS battle.
I mean, essentially right now, VG Gaming and NewBee, they're trading farm. And I think that when you're trading farm, it all comes down to that first fight.
This is really smart from Xiao Wei. Obviously, he's realizing FY is trying to get some extra pump. Maybe they can get a kill here. The Prophet, yeah, they're going to TP in. Attempted gank right now on Xiao Wei. The Burrow Strike being held. Now Hal will make a move, but a steering chase! RTK goes down, FY's burning as well. It's the immolation. Xiao Wei, he's still not dead. The last attack from the Ancient Apparition will get the kill, but Hal, he's staring down the barrel of another kill. The shot on Sylar, there's just Sleight of Fist. Double kill for Hal. NewBee are off to a fantastic start here in game number 4. Sunshine's moving back and the TP's coming back from ROTK, but the damage is done to the mid lane.
That was a 3-for-1 trade. I mean, I said it all comes down to that first fight. I think that was the first fight.
Yeah.
What does VG Gaming do at this point? They don't fight nearly as well. They're working with a huge level disadvantage, so they can't push nearly as well as either. I mean, heck. Don't call it GG yet, but it feels like it. It really feels like it.
It's definitely rough. VG Gaming are clutching at straws right now for what they need. They know they need levels on the SK, they know they need farm on him. So FY is actually soaking up the experience on the top lane, while Sylar, he's running back here at the moment. FY doesn't want to push out the lane.
RTK.
It's again the middle lane. The Gal's going to fly out over on Hao as well as Xiao. He took the mouse, lit the playboards there, which is this kind of where I saw the problem coming in. Like, okay, you're able to get in nice and close up at him, yeah, you can gank him up, but you can't get rid of these high-level plague wards, and this is when you start to get zoned out a little bit more. And we've still got Weaver on the bottom lane. How has he only got 8 for 1 on the CS? Up against a 22 for 13 Brewmaster. Mu is slapping super silly.
Yeah, it's also much thanks to the supports, you know, really zoning super out earlier, because when a Shadow Shaman runs at your Weaver just have to run back. You can't really trade hits. And obviously Mu, look at him, he's actually walking into the lane and threatening to clap. And, you know, Super's getting zoned out as a range hero, but I think we need to look at top, because NewBee smoked up, and they're looking for a kill.
Yep, and maybe they can find one. They still got to look for FY. FY is now doing a quad stack inside of his own jungle. This is going to be a lot of experience he can get out, but of course, losing heroes like Sylar on the top lane, Mr. Level 5 Prophet, he walked down and made himself visible. Death straight away. Telekinesis, wonderful timing, follow-up Shackles, and Xiao even sets up the Scorcher. Sylar make one last army of Treants. But he goes down again on the lane, and they're going to try and power level FY. They need to get the Blink Dagger over at FY and find initiation from this SK. This is the only way they can really fight this. Don't Super stop battling up against Mu underneath the Sentry Ward. He's dropping so low.
Don't count VG Gaming out just yet. I mean, we've seen terrible starts against VG Gaming. Remember that Cloud9 game where Bone7 got a solo kill against a tri-lane and was able to steal multiple stacks? It was FY that got a Blink Dagger before Bone7 and just really took the game back in control. So FY, in FY we believe, and let's see how early that Blink comes on. Let's see what type of ganks he could really initiate for his team.
Oh, it'll take a little bit longer for him. Unfortunately, he also managed to find some Mud Golems, but continues to stack up at 1,300 gold right now. Fenrir also wants to soak up a little bit of his experience if he possibly can. Find his level 6, so then Ice Blast comes into play. Al's going to get lucky enough to pick up a double damage rune on the top river. So there's bonus damage for what is already a level 8 Ember Spirit.
Under attack.
And they're not really sacrificing levels on the other heroes of NewBee. You've got 4 levels over on Sunshine, so Mass Serpent Wards will be available in a timely manner. And Rubik also up at level 4, so we'll be looking for his level 6. And then looking to steal Shikuchi, then great initiation. And probably the greatest thing he can steal is actually up against RTK. You start taking away these Plague Wards from him at the high levels, you're going to be forcing VG Gaming into a bad position on the map. To a point where Rubik can actually force out his own towers if he wants to. And
courier kill.
Yep. The Dire Courier getting sniped. That got sniped right next to FY as well.
Anything that could go wrong?
Hang on. How the hell?
I think that neutral keep sniped it.
Yeah, I think so too. It got aggroed by FY and brought down because there's no hero that's anywhere near that. The neutrals have actually turned against VG Gaming.
The RNGG is real right now.
It's a good thing for VG Gaming that nothing was on that courier. Unfortunately for them though, actually there was observers and sentries on that courier.
I mean, not only going back to the Rubik and the spells that you steal, I think Sand King is another big steal. Like getting a Burrow Strike, instantaneous stun. I mean, I don't know right now. I don't know.
Yeah, they'll have to give it a little bit more time. And VG Gaming at least having one thing go their way, they're slowing up the game. And I'm not going to say that's going to be a great thing, actually, after I think about it, because you've still got a 4,000 net worth Hal, who's just free farming up that middle lane. Sure, he's being pressured up by ROTK, who's just really trying to finish up this tier 1 tower. Like, before anything bigger comes online from NewBee, but you've got a 3,000 net worth Zhao Wei who's farming up the jungle at level 7.
VG Gaming is 5-manning 8 minutes into the game. It's only 4 mid, but Team Mana Prophet to TP, and they really need this tier 1. They're committing essentially everything they got to this tier 1.
Oh, series change over on Super. Sylar's going to come in. House on the front lines, but they can't control him. So VG Gaming bring all 5 in, as you said. Mu's still chilling on that bottom lane. He doesn't want to come yet. He's still farming up to his Blink Dagger.
VG has to back. They're not getting this T1.
Yep.
Not even close.
This is a lot of wasted time for them. A lot of wasted time. And ROTK also returning towards that middle lane. He's the man charged with building into the mech. Having the Ring of Aquila early on. That's to help force out this mid lane. But one thing he is doing is stopping Sunshine as well as Banana from just rotating around and getting kills on the off lane. So even though we say, okay, 5 heroes from VG Gaming were brought in towards the middle lane, it's a lot of wasted time, their attention is being dragged away. Moose forcing out the bottom lane, but Super comes back down to this one. The Siler's getting more space up on the top lane, and he's going past the mines and just rushing the Orchid.
The thing is, I don't think these supports from NewBee needs to go for the ganks. Look at their levels. They're both hitting level 6 very, very soon because they're stacking well, because they've been pulling well. They are going to get their level 6 regardless, and really, that's all they really need.
Well, double stack being farmed up by FY, so that's still not going to be enough for his Blink Dagger. He's going to fall just a little bit short after farming up that camp. And Doombringer's almost got his own Blink Dagger. If he can blink himself in on that Weaver, who is nowhere near a Lincoln Spear or BKB or anything along these lines, Lincoln's of course being the ultimate item he wants to get up against Doombringer. He needs more money, he needs more time, and RTK, well, maybe he's going to give him money. Middle lane, actually, ow! Initiates, holds RTK in place. He's down again. 9 minutes in and a half. And NewBee can pick up another kill. This one comes out from with the help of Rubik.
Yeah, TK felt he was safe because he had a haste rune bottle, but it was perfect chain stun coming out from NewBee and never got even a chance to use that. Finally, the Blink Dagger comes out, but you look at the lanes and where he could actually gank. Mid lane, if Hao has a Remnant down, he could zip away. Yep. Top, Doom is insanely tanky. Bottom, Brewmaster has split. So where do you actually get that gank off?
It's gotta be on the Doombringer, and you commit the
They're going for a kill on the bottom lane. Super is going in. Is there gonna be a TP?
They don't have sentries.
Okay.
They don't have sentries, and he's still got time lapse available. He's gonna try and force it on Sunshine. Didn't get the Shikuchi damage, and then just time lapses himself back into the tree line, and he just runs himself away from Moo in the meantime. And FY, maybe another thing we should take into account is the fact that VG Gaming are still on the dire side. Now, we will deny the bottom tower, which means they're losing a little bit more control, but Roshan is still an option when you get mass Plague Wards. You kind of want to have your mech before this all begins, and very, very good warning. And that tier 1 tower gone from NewBee in the middle lane.
I mean, last time we saw what VG Gaming did when they went for the Roshan play is they got out team fight.
RTK's up too far, but this time the Searing Chains doesn't launch from Hal.
The RNG works for them. For once.
He bounced onto the Ryan Cruise when he went to let the Searing Chains go. Down Super, he's going to start the Cook 4 over through the side and looking for a couple of extra heroes. The Doom though is over an RTK. There's no ultimate coming up from him, and Silent is just standing in the river. Moves up and just blink himself in, going for the clap. Split still available, but you got the Ember Spirit on the way in. He's just out of range of Silent, and he's running to run. The Sprout is up, he can't TP, 2 seconds on cooldown. Fire Strike, Epicenter coming in from FY. But it's still they just drop it down. There's too much tankability. The Shadow Shaman's on the sideline. FY on the run. He can't do anything. The Brewmaster split went, which means they're going to follow up with the extra stuns, and now it's 9-2 on the board. The mid-tier 1 tower did still go down, but that is the only upside for VG Gaming as NewBee take again another fight in their favor, pushing the advantage up to almost 5,000 experience and breaching close to 4,000 gold.
Yeah, the experience is really the key. They need Finra. If Finra had an Ice Blast on top of that Epicenter, they win that fight big time. Finra, unfortunately, not level 6 just yet. I'd like to see VG Gaming dedicate a little bit more to him, and hopefully they can take a better team fight. But it looks like VG Gaming, again, balls to the wall. Let's just go for another push. I mean, what they have going for them is that Moo's ultimate is down, but I don't think they even need the Brewmaster split. I don't think this push will work.
Middle tower is under attack.
Agreed. There's just too much damage still coming out. I suppose while Doom is down, that's nice, but the blink in and then crack. Already an RTK with a Fateful. They got him down. He couldn't even dodge off. Same with Silent. They never attacked. All 3 are gone. I think maybe 1 attack was thrown out from the Ancient Apparition. VG Gaming just cannot respond to the damage that's come so quickly from NewBee.
VG Gaming is banging their heads against the wall, and that wall is made out of titanium steel. Does that even make sense? No, that doesn't. Titanium.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Their head is cracking. I think they just need to play a long game. It's hard to play a long game against a team that can fight so well, but they just don't have any other option. You can't push against NewBee.
No. You can't, and you can't split push against them either because they just moved themselves out, TP into the towers, which they've still got up on the side lanes, and then blink and shit on you.
Top tower has fallen.
But they're going to give it a shot again. Silent coming down towards the bottom lane. Super is down here at least, so he'll be able to be involved.
He's already ready. He's already in the bottom lane. He's got a Blink Dagger. He's initiating with Blink Doom.
This time Doom is up. The Brewmaster split isn't there, but as we established before, all you need to is slap, and there's your jump in. Super doomed up. RTK, he's looking over this time around, which he can use. Proper Sprash giving Xiao Wei out, but look at Banana. He's shakujiing himself up, almost killing him. Super throwing back Sylar. F5 comes in, but he got stunned up. Virus throwing over on 2. No Aegis in the 5 seconds on cooldown. RTK, he gets his ulti off. The shock will fly. The Sentry was revealing F5. 4 euros on the sideline. This is out of control.
It is a massacre. VG's got to try something different. It can't be the same thing.
Man, VG in game number 1, it looked so good for them. They came out, they had confidence, they had panaz, and now they come in and they're 16-2 staring down the barrel of a loss in game number 4, which is, it's painful. That's all this really is right now. VG Gaming, they just can't fight back. I want to talk about like Roshan advantage before, but now I don't even think if they had it, like, even if there were 3 euros dead for NewBee, they still couldn't go for Roshan. Because NewBee are getting so big on all their heroes. Xiao Wei, he's got Blink Dagger, but he just, well, he's almost, yeah, he has. He's finished up the mech. So the full mech is up 14 minutes in for your Tombbringer. RTK is probably about to die again because he just gave over Plague Wards. So Banana is now on 4th lane, and Boo jumps in, gets a drunk roll straight away. Epic's being prepped up by FY. He's already lost his teammate. The Master Force are down. The Ice Blast is going to do the work. Sunshine will go down from this one, but the Brewmaster split's already gone. FY, he's out of mana, and he's locked down to the river. Super was coming in to try and help out, but with the Mass Serpent Wards in range of the Tier 1 tower, the Plague Ward's being prepped up. Super, he's trying to hunt Banana, being picked up, throw it down. He's got a timeless. Yes! He gets it off. Shakuchi out, but the Sentry Ward's still there. They can see him. He has to use his 1 charge. He's so low on life. No, Shakuchi, he goes down as well. There's 2 Plague Wards, and GG! 15 minutes in, it's over. NewBee convincingly moving their way through the winner bracket, and they will take the victory against VG Gaming here at TI4. They look shaky in game number 1, but they prove why they are the champions of the International. 3-1 the victory, over $5 million. Won by Xiao Wei to the crew. Sunsheng, Hao, Banana and Moo.